All right, guys. It's the morning after UFC 300, and I'm waking up a very happy man, might I say, because that was the greatest card I've ever watched in my entire life. Top to bottom, absolute banger of a card. And we're about to break it down, and I'm not missing a fight. So, starting with the early prelim opener, Davison Figueiredo versus Cody Garbrandt. Got the pick wrong. I was kind of pissed. But Davison Figueiredo submits him in the second round. Cody was getting lit up too. I'm not gonna lie. I thought that Cody was gonna stick to the game plan and throw more hooks. He was throwing them. Sorry. He was throwing them, but it wasn't really doing much. He just didn't do enough. His power didn't seem to be working for him, and he wasn't really connecting on a lot of shots. I'm not gonna lie, and that's what cost him the fight. Was him not being able to connect, and him getting taken down was really what cost him. Because Davison Figueiredo is also really good on the ground. We're all forgetting that, but Davison Figueiredo by second round rear naked choke. Whenever he took his back, he pretty much had him there, and it was over. So there was that. Went 0 for 1. Moving up the card was Jim Miller versus Bobby Green. Jim Miller had Bobby hurt in that first round, and that gave me so much hope. They were swinging, they were scrapping. Jim Miller was looking really good. I thought for sure that Jim Miller was going to be able to pull it out, but Bobby Green just kept lighting him up and kept tagging him and made his eyes start pouring blood. And I bet Jim Miller was having. Oh, excuse me. I bet Jim Miller was having a really hard time seeing with that eye being as bloody as it was. And he was just getting lit up and lit up and lit up on the feet. Jim Miller didn't really try to take it to the ground. And that's what kind of pissed me off. And I was like, bruh, Jim, if you're going to win this fight, you got to grapple, bro. And yeah, that was basically what happened. Bobby wins by decision. 0 for 2. Yeah, I know. Moving up the card, Jessica Andrade versus Marina Rodriguez. I said Marina Rodriguez. In my mind, I thought it was a split decision. I don't know if I said it in the video, but I said Marina Rodriguez by split decision, but it was Jessica Andrade by split decision. It was a close fight. They bring the heat, and I just wish that Marina Rodriguez squeaked that out. But you win some, you lose some. I didn't really care for that. To get that pick wrong. Like, it's whatever. Up the card, we got Jalen Turner versus Renato Moicano, and oh my lord. Jalen Turner got fucking embarrassed. Jalen Turner got hurt to the body in round 1. He was doing good on the feet. He embarrassed himself by trying to walk off and get that performance bonus whenever he dropped Moicano in that first round. But, shit. Y'all forgetting who Moicano is. Let's be real. Like, Moicano, he ain't that easy to put away. And Moicano came out there in that second round, and he came back and he showed Jalen Turner that he was not out of there. And he showed Jalen Turner that he's the much better fighter. And I'm glad he did. Okay, moving on to the prelim opener. Diego Lopez versus Sadiq Yusuff. I picked Diego Lopez, got it right. It's my first pick right on the card. But Diego Lopez came out with a strike and got a first-round TKO and hit Sadiq Yusuff with a short uppercut in the clinch. And apparently Diego Lopez has crazy power because he just snapped it and Sadiq Yusuff got dropped. Then he was ground and pounding him, and then Sadiq just gets up and he hits him with that uppercut again, and he was down. It grounds and pounds him, and he's out of there. And Sadiq Yusuff really had nothing for Diego Lopez in that fight. And it was a great performance by Diego Lopez. He definitely deserves a top 10 opponent next, or probably like a Calvin Kattar or something. Honestly, I think that's what I'm looking at. Is probably a Calvin Kattar. Because Calvin Kattar just lost to Aljo. Excuse me. Calvin Kattar just lost to Aljo, which I will talk about later, but I think he deserves like a Calvin Kattar or somewhere like somebody that's high up in the rankings like that, because that was an absolutely incredible performance for Diego Lopez. Moving up the card, we had Holly Holm versus Kayla Harrison. I picked Kayla Harrison, and she did exactly what I said she was going to do. She was going to maul the fuck out of Holly Holm and just judo throw her around and just make her look like a bitch the entire time. Holly's too old. Holly should retire. I don't want to see Holly fight again, because Kayla Harrison came in there and just showed Holly Holm that she's literally like the next Ronda Rousey, even though Holly KO'd Ronda. But, like, Kayla Harrison is just a beast. And she came in there, judo through her like 4 different times. I'm sorry. I'm so tired. I was up till like 3 a.m. last night trying to watch these post-fight interviews and like the post-fight presser. And I will get to that at the end of the video, actually. Actually, no, I will get to that in a different video. So, yeah, Kayla Harrison came out there and dominated Holly Holm. End of story. Moving up the card, Aljamain Sterling versus Calvin Kattar. Aljamain Sterling dominated Kattar through and through, 30-27. I had a feeling that this would happen. I think I might have said submission, but I knew that Aljo could get takedowns on Calvin Kattar. I don't know why there was anybody that was picking Kattar in this fight just because of Kattar's takedown defense. I mean, don't get me wrong, Kattar's a good striker, but Aljamain Sterling is just such a dominant grappler, and he was a former world champion with 3 title defenses over only former champions with those title defenses. And y'all are just hating because he just got slept. The odds should have not been that close. Like, he's making his featherweight debut. He deserves a top 3 or top 5 opponent next. Like, if he doesn't get that, I'm going to be upset. And then he gets a title shot if he wins that. So, 30-27 for Aljo. Proud of the guy. Happy for the guy. And yeah, that's how it is. And headlining the prelims, Yuri Prochazka TKOs Alexander Rakic in round 2. 1,000 views on that video. Y'all saw me changing my pick, and I changed it and got it right. I went 4 for 4 on the prelims of this card. Yuri Prochazka gets a comeback TKO in round 2 after getting lit up on the feet by Rakic for the first round. Yuri hurts him bad and just gets him on the ground. He knocks him down. Gets him on the ground, and just beats the shit out of him. Just older brothers him. Yuri Prochazka is a samurai Rakic. Don't you ever doubt that man. Don't you ever doubt him. He was coming in there with that goofy, awkward, funky style, and Rakic just had nothing for it. Rakic just couldn't, whenever he got hurt, he just couldn't predict anything. Rakic was eating his legs up, yes, like I said originally, but Yuri came in there and he used that goofy, awkward style to get a win, to go in there and TKO Alexander Rakic in the second round. A little bit of a late stoppage, in my opinion, but hey, Yuri did it. I'm so happy about that. 4 for 4 on the prelims, and kicking off the main card, I got another pick right. I mean, of course, everybody got this pick right. Bo Nickel versus Cody Brundage. This is the first time we've seen Bo Nickel, like, hit, really. I mean, Bo Nickel and Cody Brundage. Bo Nickel dominated. I'm going to be real. There was one moment where Brundage was tagging him, but Bo Nickel dominated. And he used the wrestling, and he just dominated the ground exchanges, like the reversals, the sweeps. No, Cody Brundage could not do anything to Bo Nickel at all. And I knew that was going to happen. Bo Nickel just would take him down and hold him there. And he took his back and then, choked him out in round 2. And Brundage just had nothing for it. No wonder he was a plus 1,100 underdog. Nothing else really I can say for that fight either. 5 for 4. Up the card, Charles Oliveira versus Arman Tsarukyan. Got this one wrong, 5 for 5. But it was a very close fight. Would have loved to have seen it 5 rounds. If that was a 5-round fight, man. That was, jeez. I don't even know how to explain it. If that was a 5-round fight, That was a great fight, incredible fight. But 5-round fight. I mean, Oliveira had a very deep guillotine in that first round, and a very, very deep. No. Oh yeah. He did have a very deep Darce choke in the third round as well. So, I mean, you could argue Oliveira rounds 1 and 3, but I mean, I did have Saruki in rounds 2 and 3, but split decision for Arman Sarukian. It was a very good fight. The grappling exchanges were very entertaining to watch. The ground and pound was very entertaining to watch. Even on the feet, it was also very entertaining. I mean, this was everything you could ask for in a fight. This was great. Like, this had grappling exchanges. This fight had sweeps or reversals. This fight was on the feet, too. Oliveira did illegally upkick him at one point, but I'm glad the fight didn't get stopped because, like, they could have. But, I mean, it had everything you could ask for. And Arman Sarukian squeaked out the split decision win. Disappointing, but, I mean, it happens, you know. Arman Sarukian was slightly the better man that night, and I can't hate for that. 5 for 5. Up the card, Max Holloway versus Justin Gaethje. I know y'all are going to say this is coat, but I was about to do a card prediction change video for Holloway. I really was, because I was thinking in my head going into B-dubs that night that Holloway was going to win because he's a better striker and Gaethje just has power. Max Holloway was going to eat Gaethje's shots and light him up on the feet, and he did. Max Holloway came in there, lit Justin Gaethje up for 5 freaking rounds, and then, oh my God, like, Max lights Gaethje up for 5 whole rounds, points at the ground in the last 10 seconds, and then in the last second or two of the fight, comes in and sleeps Justin Gaethje out cold with an overhand right while they're just swinging in the center. In the last 1 second of the fight. That was the most BMF moment in UFC history. That was what the BMF belt is made for. You couldn't hear anything in B-dubs over that knockout. Gaethje was just popping body shots, popping head shots, jabbing him, broke his nose in the first round. Gaethje was off rhythm from that, and I don't know. Gaethje might have to retire, seriously. And Max Holloway was just absolutely just pouring it on him. Max Holloway gets the next title shot, in my opinion. And there's nothing else you can do with Max Holloway. And this is warranted, so here's my reaction to Max Holloway knocking the shit out of Justin Gaethje.
They're swinging. Oh my fucking God! What the fuck? Holy fucking shit! Oh my fucking God, Gaethje just got slept bad. Holy fuck! Out cold! Oh my God! What the fuck? Holy fuck!
Okay, so now that you've seen that, we're going to move up the card to Zhang Weili versus Yan Xiaonan. Pretty decently dominant performance by Zhang Weili. She did get hurt once in the fight. I think it was in that second round. But she literally choked Yan Xiaonan out in the end of the first round. Like, she had her in a rear naked choke, and Yan Xiaonan was asleep at the end of the round. I thought they were going to call the fight. I really did. But, I mean, they continued to fight. It went to a decision, and Zhang Weili won. And they're 6 for 6. Zhang Weili beats Yan Xiaonan by 49-46, unanimous decision. dominates all the rounds except the round that she got dropped in. She used the grappling, and there was a lot. This was a very entertaining fight. This was a very fun fight. Had a lot of reversals, had a lot of striking. This was great. I mean, the grappling exchanges were great. Like, the BMF fight was an absolute scrap. Don't get me wrong. But, like, I mean, this was also a great fight. Like, all of these fights have been great so far. So, I mean, Zhang Weili comes out, puts 49-46 performance on Yan Zhonnan to retain her strawweight title. I mean, if she wants to fight Alexa Grasso next, they do it. I say they do it, honestly. And then the main event, Alex Pereira versus Jamal Hill. I'm gonna talk about this one. So, Alex Pereira keeps throwing jabs to the body, and he's setting up that left hook from the start, throwing the leg kicks. Jamal Hill was doing great in the leg kick battle. He was doing really well with those. And I will say I'm proud of Jamal Hill for doing that. Like, good job to you, bro. Even though, like, what I'm about to say, even though, like, what really happened in the fight, he was doing great, like, checking the leg kicks. He was doing great, like, with the leg kicks. He was actually, like, he had more leg kicks landed than Pereira did. And Pereira was just throwing the jab to the body and doing body shots. And then he feinted to the body, left hook. It was right after he got kicked in the cup, and then Mark Goddard Herb Dean was gonna call time, but Alex Pereira pushes the glove away from him calling time. Jamal's like, "Oh yeah, my bad, my bad," like acting like he's like, "It's all good." Pereira sleeps him right then and there. It was one of the most badass moments I've seen as well. Like, those two knockouts, Holloway and Pereira, was one of the craziest things I've ever seen in my life. It was the greatest night of fights I've ever watched. And here's my reaction to Pereira KO. Here's me and my friend's reaction. Actually, I wanted to include him in this one. Is our reactions to Alex Pereira knocking out Jamal Hill in the first round. And after that, this video is going to be over. I will see you all in the next one, and which will probably be later today because I got another massive video coming out. See y'all.
Oh, wow. Pereira pushed him away from goal. Oh, my God! Oh, God, John fucking called it, I swear. Oh, God! Another big right, baby! Let's fucking go! I told you, left hook KO! Put them out cold!